warning before the video start. I just finished recording it. I think this might be one of my most controversial videos that I've produced near the end. And you know what? If somehow this video manages to be seen by anyone and you guys go off in the comment section, just know that this is a joke video. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. And I would appreciate that if we just, take it, enjoy the stories that is being told by society in a whole, and we just learn to love each other a lot. And be sure to comment, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications. And yeah, podcast coming soon. So, I love y'all. This is how I prepare for each video. So is going on, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy Marcelo, or unisex as you guys prefer. Currently it is a quiet Sunday afternoon, and didn't feel like editing the podcast that I did, and so instead I'm going to just have this video for that. And currently I'm looking at the Am I the Asshole subreddit or Reddit. Don't know how this thing works, but nonetheless, this is another Reddit video. Currently I'm in my blanket because it's cold, even though it's Arizona, but it's cold in my room specifically. We're gonna look at this one right here. Am I the asshole for telling an acquaintance to leave my wedding? I recently had my wedding and I had invited a lot of people from work. One of the people I invited showed up in those stereotypical or Arabic clothes. I had absolutely no idea that he was an Arab. He just looked like a white guy to me, so I was just expecting everyone to show up in a suit. If I had known, I had told him that there would be a dress code. A lot of other guests told us that they felt very uncomfortable with him there. And honestly, I was kind of comfortable about it as well. I honestly don't know why he would wear that. I suspected that he did it for all the attention it drew, which made me think he was trying to be in the spotlight. Drawing attention away from me and my bride. But honestly, I don't know why he wore it. I tried talking to him at work, but it felt like he didn't want to talk about it, so I didn't push it. I asked him to leave the wedding because he was making others uncomfortable. He was a bit surprised at first, but he left without making a fuss after I repeated it to him. I told my wife about it later, and she said it was really rude of me to do that, but I personally don't think it was very rude. I was also putting a lot of my guests, many of whom were elderly, ease by doing this. That is very it's not good. That's a wrong one. My man, I don't think there's an issue here. Like more like 5. All right, man. I don't know. I honestly don't see an issue with this. So a lot of people. I'm gonna ignore this. Yes, you're the asshole, not just an asshole, but a racist asshole. I'm going to second this and add that anyone at said wedding who was uncomfortable is also a racist. I bet none of his guests or he would have batted an eye if someone had shown up in a kill or something Western. And while being the asshole on your wedding day, I have to give you props for finding a way to accomplish that, honestly. You invited him to your wedding with no dress code. He wore traditional formal wear from his culture. You were an asshole and a douchebag, but I still give you props for finding a way. I bet he got those clothes from dry clean and possibly tailored. Dang, I would apologize. I'd write this as someone who has done so much inconsiderate things I've made amends for. Yeah, F you, dude. Way to be a racist D-bag. So what if your grandma is uncomfortable around someone with different culture than her? Grandma can eat a... Yo! Frankly, so you can ask him for leaving. Oh my god. Yo! I suspected that he did that for all the attention and drew, which made me think he was trying to be in the spotlight. Oh, no, that's not why they wear it. Recently, my sister had a wedding where there were quite a few people who wore traditional clothing. A few older Norwegian ladies wore the traditional bunad. She invited her Korean coworker, and she and her family all wore Bach at the wedding, and some of her Indian family members wore traditional Indian clothes at the wedding. Did they wear these clothes in order to be in the spotlight and draw attention away from the bride and groom? No. To a lot of the people, their traditional clothes are the most beautiful clothes they have. It's something unique and important they only wear on special occasions. To me, it's a sign of respect. They indirectly telling you that your event, a wedding in this case, is important enough for them to wear these special clothes. Oh boy, my man, you wildin'. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my friend to stop playing the Jew card? Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting controversial. We're getting controversial here. It's important to know that this girl is not a random person. She's really a good friend of mine, and we both go to law school. We know each other for 3 years now, and we're actually introduced through our fathers, who both own a law firm each before entering law school. Her father is actually a bit famous, and they have generation-long business. Great-grandfather and great-grandmother started the law firm before World War II. That's also an important detail. I know she has a crush on me, and although my father can never said it to me like that, he wants us to get together. I'm together with my girlfriend from high school, though. I'm not planning to break up. Sorry for all the details, but I feel like it's necessary. Because I know her for so long, I know she doesn't care about religion. We studied at her parents' place a lot of times, often on the weekends. She doesn't care about Shabbat, praying at a synagogue, or praying at all, eating kosher or other Jewish traditions. You would never guess that she was Jewish despite her parents practicing the religious traditions very visibly. She does, however, sometimes mention her race into day-to-day topics. I couldn't count with both hands and feet how many times she used the Jewish history, not her own, as part of her arguments. 4 hours ago, we met to prepare for an upcoming exam, and after studying for a while, we talked about random topics. We ended up talking about what happened over the last day in Israel, and she literally justified the killings of civilians in Gaza as retaliation of the Hamas terrorist attack. She continued to argue that it's only fair to Jews to get away with this because they were oppressed for centuries. I couldn't believe she said that. And I responded, you know, you can't play the Jew card to justify everything. She got angry and asked me to leave. I'm not planning to apologize for my comment because I quite frankly find it atrocious to talk like she did despite the comment in itself. She's living like the 1%, doesn't care about her own religion, doesn't have a Holocaust background in her family, at least that I know of, and she's a bit arrogant. I'm sitting here thinking I can't possibly be an asshole to respond like that. My man said, hey yo bro, don't use the Jew card. That's not good. What is EC? Not enough info. No a-holes here. Nah, everyone sucks here. You were kind of rude about answering her, but she sucks for her poor justification. You're an asshole. You're an asshole for your comment, but you didn't even try to be nice. But she's excusing brutal things simply because of oppression, which is totally wrong. Everyone's basically, I don't. Okay, all this other stuff it doesn't matter. Nonetheless, though, they're both the assholes. I found out my girlfriend of 8 months used to sleep around with frat guys in college. I found out through a friend, and I confronted my girlfriend. She admitted that it was true. I don't want someone with that kind of history or would sleep with men to gain status or whatever you want to call it. I broke up with her after finding out. She hid this from me when we started dating. I felt that was a fair thing to do, and she was the a-hole for lying in the first place. 2 of my friends didn't agree with me, and I said that I was the a-hole for it. The past is in the past. However, it seems silly to me because they get upset if an actor has tweeted controversial things years ago, so I don't know. I felt that I made the right decision. Has been locked by the moderators? Interesting. Everyone thinks you're for thinking that a woman should minimize her sexuality to be with you. You aren't that special. Her worth isn't tied up on how few guys oh wow. This is the logic of an incel, point blank. You cared more about who she slept with in the past than who she was currently sleeping with now, which was you. Enjoy that pickiness when dating. Trust me, finding a girl who's never slept with the person should drop off very rapidly after they hit 20. Oh wow. Oh wow. Basically everyone's just like, hey yo bro, you just yo, this whole don't mess this up. Yo bro, like I can't zoom in. Well, yo bro, you're the asshole. Alright, so gonna read one more. See if I can. This one seemed interesting. I'm gonna read one more and then we're gonna head off. Am I the asshole for saying I had the choice? I would prefer a straight kid over a gay kid. Basically, me and my girlfriend having a conversation about if we were to have kids. The conversation lasted a long time, but basically she talked about how she always wanted to have a little daughter to raise, and I always wanted a son to raise. We understood and said no matter the gender, we would love and care for the kid equally. From this conversation, somehow we got to the topic if our kid came to us as gay. And we both pretty simply said we wouldn't care, we would accept them the same way. But at some point I said, I guess if I had to choose, I'd rather them be straight than gay. I explained several reasons. I didn't want them to be treated differently. I figured it would be harder for them to find a mate with the 99% of the population being straight. I mentioned if they wanted kids, it would be more natural and easier, but I made clear that I had nothing wrong with the kid being gay at all. She kind of got argumentative about this, saying, imagine if we did have a gay kid and they found out we wanted them to be straight, how awful they would feel. And something about how hard it already is for gays to be accepted. If they were treated as second tier, they would feel worse. I told her I would not treat them as second tier and would treat them equally, but she didn't buy it and got pissed off. Even though I tried to point out the irony in her being fine with wanting the kid be a certain gender than a sexual orientation. I personally do not see much of a difference in the two discussions. Alright, so here... Alright, you know what, I don't care about the statistic, I just want to... It was probably a number they pulled off out of their ass, but it's close to true. About 96.6% of the population is straight, according to the CDC. Now, I guess, but personally, I wouldn't appreciate you saying that either. Not thinking it, but because you fail at hiding it. Know what it's like to watch your family be excited about one sibling straight relationship, the other siblings gay relationship is met far less excitement. Know that it's like your mother unwilling to throw a wedding shower for a gay sister, but happy to do it for a straight sister. This is actually, I don't know why I chose this one. This is also very controversial. Honestly, dude, like, no matter how hard you want to think you want something or you're okay with something, you as a human being do have preference, and everyone has a preference nonetheless. Something with this, I feel like it's very hard to kind of, you know, say, hey, you're wrong, but like at the same time, it's understandable why people would get mad. Everything is different, and if like I know for this one it was weird because like he isn't specifically saying that. He's saying that he would accept the kid being gay or whatever 100%, but like if the kid never becomes gay, then he's also fine with that as well, which is, it's like, again, it's all right. Everyone has a preference. Everyone wants something. So I mean, and honestly, if everyone is just accepting of everything, you know, then preference really doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it does matter, but like to a certain extent that it does matter. I don't know why I have to end the video on this note. So what I'm gonna do is just say have a good day. I love you guys, and I'll see you to the next one. Goodbye. Ooh.